What's up, my man? Sachin, how you doing, man? Can you hear me?
I get it. How are you doing?
I'm wonderful, man. I'm wonderful. Hope you are. Isaac, Darius, Andrew, what's up, y'all?
How you doing?
Man, I am fantastic. I could not complain if I tried. It has been a fun week, fun start to the year so far. It's moving very quickly, obviously, so I'm all smiles on this side, man. How about you, Darius? How's it been going, bro? I know you've been getting active, been getting after. What's it looking like? Oh, got some other new folks jumping in here. Isaac, what's up with you, brother? How you been?
Busy as hell, man.
That's
I
what
had
I
to
like to hear,
need some
man.
time off of this W-2 because I'm like, man, I'm not giving this W-2 my fucking day to day. I gotta call these sellers. I call like I got a good amount. I got cussed out probably about 10 times, but out of
Aha.
10 times I got like two good deals. So Bain, he's working on a contract right now for me. There he is.
There he is.
He
There
was
he
kind of
is.
he was kind of pushed back. Like with me, it was like a hit now home run. Then he got on the phone with Bain and it was like, I don't want to do any of the shit that you like. It was a whole other person. So I was surprised, but I got another closer. I can't remember the dude's name, but we got it at like 7 o'clock Central Time.
Daniel?
Shit, no,
Or is it
not
with
um,
Jack?
man, I can't remember
I'm,
this.
I'm gonna keep spitting him out. It's all right.
It's only the phone number, bro. I can't see it.
Oh, you
Yes.
don't even have to name. Well, there you
Yeah,
go,
it's only his
man.
name.
Well, that's
Funny
what's
guy.
up. Yeah, Jack Carosi. He's excited me. He's ready to show everybody what he's got. I know he's closed some deals. He's a sub two member as well. So I get to spend some time with him every month locally in the Tampa meetups. So I'm excited to see him keep growing. I know Chelsea is focusing on growing as a closer as well. We have Teresa that recently came onto the closer team. We got lots of folks jumping in here. How you doing, Sherry? Good to see you. It's been days since I talked to you.
It surely has. I was just walking away from the phone for a second.
Yeah,
It's good. How you doing?
I'm wonderful. I'm wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I have to tell you, things are just growing so rapidly that, like I was saying earlier, I couldn't complain if I tried to. It's it's always been the plan for me, of course, to grow large, very large business. When I built the infrastructure of what we were doing here, I was obviously very confident. You guys know me that we were going to build something really cool. I
Mhm.
cannot lie in the slightest and say that I would have ever expected it to go so fast. And especially with so many incredible people around. I've been doing some organizational charting and just kind of for the higher level leadership teams trying to appropriately not only delegate responsibility, but just give clarity to what everybody's roles, responsibilities are,
Mhm.
and like what it really is. We have currently five different entities that have popped up underneath Dealmakers Group. It all started here as Dealmakers Academy, just training people to do deals, teaching the stuff that we know about marketing. But it's grown very rapidly to include DM Capital to lend on all the EMD, to also do the
Yep.
Novation early releases. Of course, we've talked a little bit about what the focus is on actually acquiring more of these large scale properties. That's what
Mhm.
Bain has been focusing on with Tara and really getting that moving a lot as well. It's just truly impressive. We got DM Acquisitions, what has really started to come together with our partnership with Darren as well, and how we're really
Mhm.
pushing innovations through at a rapid scale. Obviously, Dealmaker OS, and that whole thing has another strategy that comes. It's kind of on the back burner right now. The tech tool is the least important thing to me in regards to
Yeah.
like, the businesses that we're running, but it's just all coming so quick, right? And the more that you guys do well, the more other people come to me and want to just keep adding cool stuff, right? And so we're
Right.
working on
And
partnerships.
that's what I was going to say. Like when you have a business, you see what the people need,
Yeah,
right? And then
exactly.
you start adding those options, adding them on top of each other. And then that's how you do it, Garrett. I see you
Yep.
doing it.
Building
Evolving,
a
shake
conveyor belt.
out.
That's it. They're gonna start with the lead flow. All you guys got to do is make the phone calls, and it's gonna keep chugging all the way through the whole process, really. And like, I wanted tonight, I'm gonna spend a little bit of time just really talking about the structure of the community, how you guys begin to expand from just being wholesalers to being investors, but also to building a business that builds a passive revenue stream for you to leave that W-2, Isaac. So you ain't gotta keep committing all your daytime to them, or just
Amen.
add money to the savings account and just stack up whatever your goals are. The reason why affiliate marketing, just marketing in general, is valuable because it's very high leverage. When I do something once, it will then amplify further. And so what we're doing here with affiliate marketing, we pass this down the line, right? So as you guys begin to recruit and pull more friends, peers, family members into what we're doing, and they start to do deals, you're going to get paid on it. And so you guys have heard me talk a lot about the multi-level side of my background, as well as the solar and the things that we did there. And we're just continuing to get more and more clarity on what it is that we're really building here, right? And so a lot of people have asked me recently, um, am I allowed? Here's one thing that cracks me up when somebody asks me, are they allowed to do something like I'm their mother or something? It cracks me up because I'm like, I don't own you. I'm like, you don't owe me nothing. I'm like, you're allowed to do whatever you want to, wherever you want to do it at. I absolutely hope that we supply enough value that we do deals together. That's obviously the purpose of what we're doing. But just to first throw that out for everybody listening, is in no way about controlling you. And actually, quite the opposite. It's about empowering you to do far more by yourselves than you could, or far more together than you could by yourselves. And the reason why that is because after many years of my early career being a digital entrepreneur and being extremely visionary, right? Talking to everybody that I could talk to, taking all the meetings in the world, talking about all the billion-dollar ideas, and then continuing to fall flat on my face because I didn't build the foundation, right? And it took many years and a whole lot of money and heartache, like just pain and hard times to learn the lessons, to build the structural systems and processes that it takes to really, really scale a business. So like, if you want to go learn real estate stuff, go buy Pace Morby's course, right? But if you want to learn how to grow a business that can scale and maintain scale with your own skill set and not just see the grand business that Pace has done and say, oh, I hope I can learn real estate the same way, but actually structurally build the business. That's what this is for. That's what Deal Makers is for. Because when you zoom out a little bit of what we're doing right now, you are generating leads by cold calling, texting, Facebook, right? Because a lot of you are limited on the dollars. So you exchange time and effort, right? As you do more deals, just so that you guys know, this is why I want to give you the early release of the novations commissions, because when you take dollars and put dollars to work, it's higher leverage than just what you can do alone. So you'll keep making calls, but then you go and you put maybe one of your early releases, you put $2,000 into Facebook ads and you turn that into 4 more novations deals. Well, that turns into $8,000, right? And then you turn that into 20, right? And this is why having a marketing machine that's built to scale allows you to do the same, right? The problem is most people, as visionary entrepreneurs, as early investors, you got all these big dreams, these big ideas of what you want to do. You've watched hours and hours and hours of videos, and then you got to go do the thing. And then you get punched in the mouth with cold calling. You're out there on an island all by yourself and you're trying to cold call a list. You got a shitty list that's not good skip tracing, and you're just getting your ass kicked over and over and over again, right? That sound familiar to anybody? Because that's how a lot of the people that are here now expressed that it was for me when they were first getting started, because it's hard when you're out there doing the cold calling. So then not only do you have these big dreams, but you're getting punched in the mouth every day by shitty cold calling. And then you start to lose a little bit of faith in those dreams, right? And then you see other people that like come in and they do 3 deals in their first month, or they join sub 2 and they did 20 deals within their first 30, like 3 months, whatever. Like, and then you begin to question yourself. You're like, oh, whatever, because you have the skill to talk to people, but you just don't know how to actually build the infrastructure, right? What we have here is you don't have to build shit. I built it all. That's what I love to do. We got literally 5 businesses broke out so that we could build every single service that you guys need and streamline it through the academy into the OS so that you guys can just do everything, one touch point. So much like the solar like broker EPC sales organization model, what your job is to build a sales organization, to do marketing, to generate lead flow. You can leverage Hans and Daniel and Bain and Darren and all the other. We now have Jack and Chelsea and Teresa, like I kind of was talking about. We have 20 different closers around that can close deals for you, which means you don't have to go hire a sales team. You don't have to become an expert negotiator so that you can hire somebody and train them to do the same. We already got that for you. So what you do is you focus on generating that movement. And if early on you're trading your time and your effort, that's what you do, right? And then you get the first one, you put a little bit into marketing and you keep going. You don't stop, right? But eventually it starts to wash and you make more money in than you have to put in time. And then you can stop that, right? And this is how you build a business that scales. So I'm super excited for you guys to understand that. First and foremost, if nothing else, that. Because you can look at me as your assistant. And I don't mean everybody hit me up with everything you want done, because that's still not the answer. But what I mean is we are here to give you the tools, the resources, the infrastructure, the systems and processes to allow each of you to go be a rock star, to go talk to sellers, to go get deals locked up, submit them through. Don't slow down with the tedious stuff that's hard, because look, Bain, let me check and see if he can act like, can he talk, or is he ends up on a phone call? Because Bain has been sending out hella contracts and it's a nightmare, ain't it?
Yeah. Yeah, because I go to start sending one and then like other opportunities pop up and then all of a sudden I've got 3 more to send out. And so yeah, it's a good problem to have for sure.
It is a good problem to have, which is why we have been expediting Haley, everything. We have a roadmap for things, and then Daniel jumped in, and all of a sudden we just like another wave of another powerful closer around. And so another leg of deal flow. And now I'm like, Haley, you got to come on. We need more help faster. So like she's growing. Nazima is going to be stepping up as a TC for the community as well, and being help handle a lot of the docs. So again, you guys don't have to go do all those things, because in a normal track, you would have to generate the leads by yourself either way, right? Then you got to either handle all the documents yourself, like we've talked about, is not always easy. And then you got to open title or handle the title escrow process. Then you got to go market the property to a buyer. And then you got to find, you found a buyer. Okay, now you got to get an assignment contract. Now you got to get the assignment contract back to them. Okay, boom. So now you got the deal done. It took 30 days. Okay, you made 10 grand. Boom. Now do it again. And then you got to do it again, and then again, and again. And it's hard, right? Hans told us, well, I almost blended both of y'all's name. Hans told us a couple days ago that the biggest month he ever had was 4. So Hans, who's very efficient as a closer and was spending a lot of money on paid advertising to do that at the time, got 4. And I think he would tell you he spent 20 grand that month, if I'm not mistaken. That is what comes to mind. It may be wrong, give or take. I know he was spending a lot of money to get 4 deals. Now, he made a hell of a lot of money on the return because there's a lot of margins in there, right? But a lot of you don't have 20 grand to drop into that, right? It's not that easy all the time. He had to work a long time to get to that point. So this is why you can do more than 4 faster with the same things that we got going right now. Because right now you're getting warm list from Hans. Those of you that are on our Dealmaker membership, you get warm list from Hans whenever you're active. He's giving you people to call. You obviously have lead predictor as well, and all of the data that you can pull through there. The skip trace feature, as far as I know now, is still on schedule for Monday, the 13th. So we should be able to have the unlimited skip tracing. I shouldn't say unlimited, but free skip tracing for the 15,000 records that you can pull in there. So you have like all the data that you need to call and run the marketing machine. You can run the SMS campaign straight from the OS. You can have all your calls recorded and everything in there. Again, all of the tools that you need to run and grow an effective wholesaling business in one little box. And this is why I put this together in that way, because I believe that now, for all you visionaries out there, you have all the tools you need in one little box. You can go kill it. All you got to do is talk to people. All you got to do is set up conversations. All you got to do is ask the 4 pillars and have a 15, 20, 30-minute conversation with a seller, build relationships. This is what a lot of you do very well. This is what agents are like. And I would be the broker in that scenario, right? Agents are the ones that are out there smiling and shaking hands and going out to dinner for the community, right? This is the role that you guys are playing, like a comparable role, I should say, being the front facing. You're out there working with sellers, doing the deals, setting everything up. And we do the tedious, slow shit behind the scenes. So That was the first little part I wanted to really break out. If any of you guys have any questions or comments on that, feel free to chime in here. I'm gonna, after this, dive a little bit more into the multi-level side of what it looks like to build a team for, passive income. So do you guys have any questions or anything like that? Anybody? I know Sherry loves the team building stuff. Who else we got in here? Oh, let me get Chelsea. Chelsea said, leave me some space. Leave me a seat on the panel. I got you a seat on the panel, Chelsea. You got to accept it. There's plenty of seats on the panel, guys. Not too crowded. While she gets up here, see, let me give Tyler a microphone because Tyler's great at the team building and recruiting as well. How you doing, Tyler?
Hey man, what's up?
Man, I'm wonderful, man. We got some really cool stuff working together as well. But I know you've been recruiting lots of folks. You've been helping people get deals and get things moving and everything. It's going great for you so far this year, ain't it?
Hey man, you know what? When you got something going on like this that's undescribable, there's nothing else to do but spread the love and to try to change people's lives. Yeah, I mean it's you don't even have to explain anything, man. What you're doing right now is just I really appreciate you, man. You're changing my life and I know you're changing others. So
Hey,
thank you.
Tyler?
that means a ton to
Can I
me.
you can hear the gratitude in that. Like I just had to say that.
Yeah.
Thank
You
you.
make me
It means
cry,
a lot to
Tyler.
me. A lot of you guys have expressed that, and it means a lot to me because, like, obviously as a loudmouth talkative guy, I don't ever shut up, right? And it's always been me building and talking towards the next thing. And to see other people begin to see and feel the things that I can see and feel for what we're growing, and it started with a handful of people and it's steadily grown. And now we have, across those 5 businesses that I told you guys, we have 12 different partners on a secondary level, like executive leaders. We're talking about 25-ish roughly. And then below that, we have the community that's now a couple hundred people deep. On Facebook, we got several thousand people. It's like it's continuing to expand, and to see so many people that are aligning with the same vision and then having success faster and faster and faster. It shows us obviously that what we're doing is working and it's making the impact that we want to. So Tyler, I appreciate you sharing that, man. It means a lot to me for sure. Let's
Well,
talk
no,
about.
man, I appreciate you. So thank you so much.
Awesome, man. Well, let's talk about team building because this is one of the things that you will excel at. I know Sherry will excel at. A lot of you guys. I got my friend Alexa in here. I want her to hear me talk a little bit about what this looks like on the team building side. So a lot of you have seen Daniel join the community over the past few weeks. And if you guys ever wonder how like crazy time is, he's been around like 2 weeks, like 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks tops. So like he's come in and made an incredible impact in the community with the energy that he has brought. And so as I have begun to build all these other businesses and do all this, stuff behind the scenes, there has been, I don't want to say there's been a gap. I'm still here every day, whatever, but like having other leaders around has been important. So Daniel jumped in and just started helping people. I didn't ask him to do anything. He just started doing it, started helping people, which is great. Really shows that the culture of what we're building here echoes through more than just me and Hans and Bain and the other leaders. It just is natural, it comes from within the community. So that was great to see. But as he did that, I realized, there's a lot more organization that we can put here so that everybody can get more value from it. So the first part, you guys have heard me talk about the affiliate marketing, and you've heard me talk about the multi-level team building. And so I'm not quite as good as Pace, so I don't have like a big, fancy thing, but I did bring a little whiteboard. So I'm going to draw some stuff and I'm going to show you a little bit. So I basically am going to break the 2 things in half, right? We have the affiliate, I'm going to write it and then I'll show you guys. We have the affiliate marketing side, right? And then we have the team building side. So on the affiliate marketing side, over here, my ring light reflects nice. On the affiliate marketing side, this is 10% of net profit made by DMG, Deal Makers Group. Okay. So what this means is if on a deal makers, after paying out the closer and the deal maker and everybody else, the net profit to deal makers is $5,000, right? Then the net profit to the affiliate would be $500. And so an affiliate is going to be somebody that is a recruiter. They're inviting people to the community. They're sending their referral link out. They're getting people to come across, but they're not really ever interested in touching the deal flow, right? So they're there, much like me, driving traffic and pushing people to the right place. And when they get people to come here, we make money, they make money. Does that make sense? So that's the first piece that I want to break off. Instead of these two things being combined together on the affiliate side, this is 10% of what we make. I know this backwards for you guys, but it'll make sense later. So that should be pretty straightforward. Now on the team building side, we have, I'm gonna kind of try to position in the middle of the camera here. We have talked about the 0 to 1 sprint coaches before I draw this out. You guys have, a lot of you already gone through a sprint call, some of them with Daniel, with Chelsea. Hans and Bain have not really got to do those in that way, but a lot of you did something kind of similar just in one-on-ones with them along the journey. And so with that, we've got more clarity on what that means. So we have, for now, what I'm going to label or call a head coach. I probably will have a catchier, cooler name soon, something with deal in the name. Head coach, right? This is going to be Hans, Bain, Daniel, right? So these are the guys that are leading the community as well. They're hosting live sessions. By the way, Daniel's going to start to do live recurring sessions, including one on Saturday. I believe tomorrow will be the first one. Deal God. There you go, Bane. That's way too politically, like way too tippy toe. There's no way we can play with that, Bane. Good try. So head coach, right now, these three guys are the only head coaches that we'll have. Not for long. Okay. Underneath that, we will have the 0 to 1 sprint coach, what we'll just call the sprint coach. Okay. So for example, we will have underneath Hans, as Hans is a head coach, underneath that, we will have Chelsea as a sprint coach. Who else do we have under Hans there? I should know this already, but I don't because there's like 10, 12 of them. So Hans, I know specifically Chelsea's underneath Hans. I know, I'm surprised, getting ready to tell everybody for the first time, including Tyler, we're going to promote Tyler to a sprint coach. So Tyler, we'll talk more about what that looks like. So we appreciate everything that you do and how much you're already helping people. So it's natural progression for you, man. So super excited to have you make more money and get more benefit off all the value that you're giving to other people. So Tyler will be on Daniel's team. Latrell is another one under Hans. We have Sherry and Khadijah and Cam under Bain. So this is kind of the starting infrastructure, right? Now, all of these folks that I just described got placed there because of the speed in which we're growing. Everybody else moving forward, it will be entirely an earned process. So much like a multi-level structure or the solar structure that we talked about, the more volume that you do, the more opportunity that you create to build a team so that other people can do deals and you don't have to make the phone calls, right? So in order to get to a 0 to 1 sprint coach, in order to become a sprint coach, you have to do 5 deals as an individual community member, right? So your first deal, you'll come through the sprint and you'll get that one. Then the next 4 deals you will do on your own, right? Obviously, you can still book a closure, you can do all the stuff, but you won't have the handhold that comes from the sprint coach, okay? The sprint coach is going to make a 5% of the assignment, right? So over here, this is net profit. So over here, 5% of a $10,000 deal is also $500, okay? Right now, this would not be a $10,000 deal. In order for us to make $5,000, it has to be like a novation where it's like, it would be large, like 35,000, right? So a comparable number over here is like, I think it's $150, if I'm not mistaken, on a like a standard $10,000 cash deal. Like it would be low. So just so that you guys know. So you would make this as you just referred the person to join. You'd make this if you were their sprint coach. Okay. The head coach, they're also going to make a 5% of the commission of the assignment. Okay. So does this make sense? Sprint coach, head coach. Can you guys even see this? Or am I angled the wrong way? Okay. Sprint coach, head coach. Now, you are a deal maker down here. You got to do your 5 deals. And then you go to the sprint coach. Okay. Now, when you're a sprint coach, the way that you move to the head coach level is that you help 5 other deal makers become a sprint coach. So that means that you help other people help other people. It's all that it's about, right? You're getting paid on all the deals. So it's going to flow up, right? Soon enough, we will have another tier up here, more like a general manager kind of, not that term, but like if you guys see the progression. So it's kind of sports themed here with the coach. So when I say GM, I mean like, like a football team. So here's this. Now, notice here, we're not talking about closers. We're talking about these two positions, whether the head coach or the sprint coach closes the deal, because both of these people can close the deal. Okay. Obviously, these three guys are getting increasingly scheduled, and it gets harder and harder to get to them the same way it has for me over the past few months. So as much as we all want you guys to be able to book with them, I have to set the expectation that you can't rely solely on these three guys, because you will sit still and then you'll get mad at me when your deals don't get done, right? So you have to be prepared to work with the sprint coaches. All of them are prepared to do it, right? And if they're not, that's why they have a head coach. They'll pull in a head coach. They'll get somebody that can help you. They're here to do a little bit more tedious stuff, right? So with zero, I'm going to drop this for a second. I'm going to bring it back up in a second. So with the sprint coach, that role specifically, much more of a nurturer, right? So the closer is about getting the deals. I'm sorry, the head coach generally is going to be about getting the deals done, playing more of a closer role. The sprint coach is going to go through a success call with you. They're going to explain the ins and outs of how to do everything, how to use all the tools that we have, all of that good stuff. They're going to be checking in with you daily through your sprint process via text, probably what will soon be in a private channel in the academy as well, where all the sprint coaches are in there together, just holding accountable that you're making your calls and having you submit all of those things. Then you will, after that, do a one-on-one at some point with the head coach. So in the meantime, they're going to be the sprint coach that is going to be your touch point. They're going to help you answer all your questions. So instead of going into the chat, which right now is just a conglomerate of all kinds of things at different times, you'll be able to go directly to your sprint coach and say, can you help me with this? Or how do I do this? Or can you get me this, right? And then they're going to show you exactly what you need to know to do it, which is why they're making a piece of the deal, right? Now, if they help you close the deal, regardless of who helps close the deal, whether it's a head coach, whether it's a sprint coach, or some random community member that jumps in and helps you close the deal, the person that closes the deal and gets to the yes will get 20% of the assignment. The deal maker, if you're on the deal maker 147 level, you'll make 30%. If you were the deal hunter that set it up, you'll make 20%. All right. So I don't think too many people in here are on the deal hunter. It's there if you guys need it to get a part of the community. Most people are pushing towards the 147 because it's like when you add up the value of what's in it, it's just like a no-brainer to like, why would you not spend 147? If you have prop stream and pull 15,000 records and skip traces, you'll pay like $1,500. So why not? Right. So that's there. You understand, I think you're at the 30 for the deal maker. Most people understand that. So with that, you as a head coach, let's say Daniel, as an example, I just invited up on stage. Let's say Daniel's the head coach and he closes the deal. That means he's going to make 25% of that deal for the person that he just helped get their first deal. The person, the student, the deal maker, they're going to make 30%. They're still going to make the most. But it's a pretty good gig for the head coach, don't you think? And now if, let's say, Chelsea helps that new deal maker, she's going to make 25%. Daniel's going to make 5%. And the student's going to make 30%. Let's say Aaliyah was the affiliate that drove them into the community. She's going to make $500, $150, whatever that number was, right? So does that make sense? How that trickles down? So I haven't actually joined the 0 to 1 sprint. How do I go about joining a team? So Darius, we will get you the scheduling link to book your success call, and then it'll kind of all launch you from there. Any of you that are on the Dealmaker membership that haven't, let's make that happen. And if anybody in here, any of the coaches in here have the link to the calendar, you can drop it in here, and anybody that's on the 147 can book it out. So does that make sense? I know there's a lot of stuff thrown at you at one time, and I'm going to expand more on the multi-level side, but does everybody understand sprint coach, head coach, and the difference between those two roles and the closer role? Does that make sense? Anybody give me confirmation?
Yes, sir.
There we go. Chelsea, what about you? You're on stage. Let me put you on the spot. Does that make sense to you? Oh, is she still on stage? I can't even see. Oh, you're on mute if you're talking.
I'm like, I understand, but I still struggle with the mute button. Some things never change, bro.
Chelsea.
Some
I
things
was
just
struggling
don't
with
change,
that.
Sherry.
Yeah, I know,
Just doesn't
right?
matter what kind of device we're on here,
No, it don't.
Yeah, but I'm
So
super pumped, bro. Like this stuff, this sounds great, man.
You know
I
what?
mean,
I
This
love. You know
structure
what?
is
I'm.
like,
Go ahead.
no, it's just like it's so exciting. It's like this structure and this process. It's just like everything. Like I don't know. It's like what we strive for, you know. It's like it's just to come and see it come to fruition. It's like
Yeah.
amazing, you know. It's like wow, just to see everything unravel, man. It's like
Yeah.
it's freaking exciting. So I'm pumped. I know I'm ready to help whoever needs me.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you guys something. Let me you spent a little bit of time in the solar industry. Let me Google something real quick. I'm gonna Google freedom forever. Um, 5-year growth. So Freedom Forever is one of the largest installers of solar in the country currently. And let me look at their 5-year growth. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to share these numbers with you guys because solar companies with the model and the structure that they have grow incredibly fast because what it is it's entirely team building, much like I just described to you guys right there. They use words like recruiter and they use words like sales manager and general manager, but it's a very similar style structure of how you're building a team. You go learn how to do the thing, then you go find other people that are, and just so that you know, in solar, normally that means young frat college boys that go learn how to knock doors for a summer, and the next summer they're a sales manager and they brought all their frat brothers that they just recruited. Now they go knock doors for them and every one of them makes 50, 60, 100 grand through the summer, and the next month that guy, he's or the next summer he's the general manager, right? And now he's leading an office of 2 levels deep. Same exact structure. Those businesses grow so fast because all the tedious slow shit's handled by the back office EPC. That's who we are. You all are building sales organizations in the same way, right? So as Bain, we talked about this a bit earlier, is looking towards the future of how we get his time more and more oriented towards capital raising and fund management and buying $100 million worth of property. Obviously, he can't be spending all day long on single family property like seller calls. So in order for him to get more focus there, we talk about how he can build a downline, a team, a sales organization that helps other people accomplish what they're trying to accomplish, and in turn frees up his time to go do other things, right? So it's very beneficial from the top down to give value so that they do deals. Of course, as the lower levels, you're getting paid. You get these deals. We're going to give you the early release on the novations, so you don't have to wait 90 days. No matter what we decide to do with the deal, you'll get paid pretty quickly. And you'll be able to take that money if you want. And if you want to quit cold calling yourself, hire a VA. If you want to run Facebook ads, run Facebook ads. If you say, hey, I had a guy reach out to me and say, I'm a very busy guy. I run a couple other businesses. I would love to be able to make some money in real estate and wholesaling, but I don't have the time to make phone calls. And I'm like, cool, well, no problem. Hire a VA. They'll make the phone calls for you. He's like, all right, well, I can just send those through to you. I'm like, no, you can't just send them through because the VA doesn't qualify them enough. You got to have a little bit more of qualification. So you're going to need some kind of lead manager style setting. And so, for him, he can go pay somebody 10 as a deal maker. He's going to make 30%. He can go pay somebody 10% to be a setter. They'll set for Hans or Daniel or whoever else, right? And that guy will sit at his other job and make 20% of the assignment. Does that make sense for you guys? The goal is not for you to be a wholesaler forever. I'm not teaching you how to be a wholesaler. I'm teaching you how to use marketing skills to grow a business, of which your product that you deliver currently is real estate. It's discounted properties. Okay. As you expand, you'll have this downline of people and they're bringing deals to you. They're out there doing the calls because they want to learn, because there's always another round of people, right? There's always new folks that want to leave their W-2, or young kids that just graduate high school and they jump on Google and they need to find a way to get rich quick. In real estate investing, wholesaling, it's at the top of the list, right? And so there's always going to be new people that are willing to trade their time for the return that they can make because they don't have the dollars to spend, right? So as you get more advanced, you start to have more dollars to spend. You do less things that take time, right? You don't have to make as many calls. Now, instead, maybe you just focus on only speaking to warm leads. You don't hire a lead manager. Instead, you hire a VA. You let them do cold calls. You get on the call. Tyler Ozog does a great job of this, right? And get all the information, get all the details, ask all the questions, throw it up, and let somebody else come in and just slam it down, right? Smooth. Now, this is a question I want you guys to think about. What's the most valuable skill in that process? What's the highest leverage skill in that whole process that we just did right there? Is it the closer that's taking calls? Like, obviously, no sweat, no hate to anybody that loves to do that. You guys all do that. My goal for each one of the closers, not to put an end date on all the value these guys give you, but my goal for each of them is to grow as investors, grow as entrepreneurs, so that they don't have to take closing calls all day long. They're going to train you guys on how to do the same thing, and there'll be a next round, a next year of the academy, right? A next class, same kind of thing, guys. It'll continue to advance for them. Go make, I mean, just imagine, just think about this right now, guys, between those three head coaches, between verbal commitments, which obviously don't really count, but there, right? If you want to factor it in, and what we actually have on paper, it's like $2.5 million. On paper, it's like probably $875,000 currently, month to date on paper, and another 1.5 million easily to actually reel in. It's a lot on our side, the docs and like that whole process, and like it's been more on us, honestly. So like we could and should be doing even more. So like it's going to continue to grow. Those guys are going to grow their downlines, grow their sales organization. You all will get the benefit of all of that value. And then soon you'll turn around and do the same thing. Go recruit some other folks. You see people already. Like, this is why I invited Alexa in here, because I see Alexa in the comment section on as many posts as I'm in. And same thing with my friend Morgan Truitt and a lot of other people that come from other communities in the real estate space, right? How they're being trained to go out there and do cold outreach. But the one thing, if I can give you anything, like a little saying for you as a deal maker, it's he who has the leads has the keys. He who has the leads has the keys. Think about that. No matter what business you're in, no matter what you are doing, the guy who has the leads, that's what starts the whole process. That's why I am who I am. Because when you have that ability to do that, you can do everything else. So if you're out there and you say, hey, I just really do not want to make seller calls. I just don't want to talk to sellers. I'm not going to do it. No problem. No problem. I don't talk to sellers, guys. I have personally negotiated one seller deal, one agent deal. I just don't have to, right? I got so many other awesome people that do it. Could I do it? Yeah. I'm negotiating right now. Me and Tyler, I'm about to buy Tyler's property, right? So like, do I know how to do it? Yeah, we're doing it. But do I need to take the time to go negotiate every contract and go send all the docs and go do all the things? No, because my time is valuable. Higher leverage actions that I do is pour into each one of y'all. It's way higher leverage for me to spend 15 minutes or 30 minutes with each one of you, which I will be doing tomorrow. I'm going to open up again for another round of one-on-ones. Hans is going to do the same. I think Daniel is going to go live and spend some time with everybody. So tomorrow we'll be active. And I believe moving forward, we'll probably have some activity on Saturdays every week, because the only reason why we haven't up to this point is because I have to give my girlfriend at least a little bit of time. So like I have to generally take Saturday and we go do something. But so that being said, we should have people active on Saturdays now as well. So like it's just going to continue to scale. A lot of you guys will, I think, see this now, hopefully see the vision of what this can be for you as far as building an actual sales organization. You're building a company that you are the CEO of. You are the CEO of this thing as a deal maker. That's what it means to be a deal maker. You're the CEO. I work with you. We're partners, right? You get to use all the things that I have so that you can grow your business. As you get money in, you can hire a VA from our teams out in Egypt. We can help you set up paid advertising. I'm actually going to offer pretty soon. I'm going to basically let you guys just use our ad account. So I've charged people a lot of money over the years to run ads and do all the different marketing and lead gen stuff. But I think that we're pretty soon going to roll out essentially like I'm going to open up my ad account for everybody to run their own individual ad campaigns underneath our already seasoned ad account. Also, another shout out to my girlfriend is when you put her beautiful blonde hair, blue-eyed face on anything, the numbers just skyrocket. So like all of our ad pieces, we get very low lead cost, and everything is better generally than if you just were to go start your own ad account. So like all of these things are planned here for you guys to continue to be able to just, as a CEO, work with me to take all the resources to do more deals. What you have to do is maintain control over your business. When you bring a lead in, you got to make sure it gets all the way there. For a comparison point, this is what I want you guys to think about. And I have to say this slightly because somebody out there will take my words and run the wrong way. But if you think about what I just told you, as you being the CEO and you being my partner, the closer They work for your business, just like they work for mine. I like the word with better than for, because I don't believe in that. But like, we work together, right? That closer works with you the same way they work with me. You're still the leader of your business. You brought that lead opportunity, whether you called it, whether you brought it in through Facebook, whatever, it's your lead, it's your opportunity, it is your business. If you're like, hey, I don't want to manage that, I hate doing follow-ups, well, then hire somebody else within your business to do it. You still don't have to go build all the things that I've built for you. You can still use all the same tools. Hire somebody else to drive the car. That's up to you. I want you guys to start to see that you are your own, and in a very multi-level marketing fashion, you are an independent business owner. You are your own boss. How many of you guys, somebody get on the mic and tell me about a multi-level marketing pitch they've been to in their life? Somebody tell me.
Amway.
Herbalife, that was the one that got me the most. Herbalife, I did
Avon.
You know what it was for? Oh, go ahead, Sherry.
No, I was just laughing when I said Avon. I'm like, oh, maybe some of them don't even know what that is.
I do, because my mother did that. My mother also did Pampered Chef, so I was exposed to that at a young age. Several of my homeboys did Cutco. They tried so hard to get me to sell these knives. It's all a
Yep.
similar team building structure. You're your own boss. You choose to take it serious, you're going to make a lot of money. You know, like I had one of my best friends growing up. His name is Hunter. He made like 30 grand in 2 months selling knives, summer after his senior year in high school. He didn't know anything about knives. He's just a hustler. So he's out there like just flirting his way into sales, flirting his way with housewives into sales. Truthfully, what Hunter was doing. But like the next summer, he's like leading the office, and he's like
Yeah.
100 grand the next summer by helping other people make 30 grand. So it's like it's all around you, and like people use terms like pyramid schemes and things like that, but it's truly just team building. It's just business development. That's all it is.
That's how it is.
I was literally just about to say, you will laugh if I tell you the first time I ever saw an affiliate program was, and I was going to say pyramid scheme, but you'll laugh at the pyramid schemes that I was looking at. Remember when we first started working together, Jay, and I used to tell you about, oh, today I can't wait to tell you what I saw today, right? Or I can't wait to tell you this new idea I got from what I just got, this webinar I just got out of, or like every day it was something else, right? And so Garrett started to make this like joke about me, and it really wasn't a joke. He's like, you got shiny object syndrome, all right? Like every time you see something like this shiny object, you think, it's gonna change. He's like, let me tell you something, Chell. Like every one person you see that, it was like made it look this easy, or they made it, or they got it like that easy. Like you can add 10, 100 more people behind them that are struggling here doing the same thing as chasing behind those webinars, right? Because I would be like, nah, but these people ain't like me. Like I sit in about 30 minutes of these people's webinar, I figure it all out, then I come back with you. We can, integrate this stuff somehow, and then we'll figure it all out. We got it. We're gonna start making
That's
money that way.
painfully accurate. Painfully accurate.
Yeah, but like he would make fun of me, and so that's how I first learned about these referral systems, because these ads, I would come back like trying to be like an ad manager or something, like, and these ads, they would be like make money off of promoting my course, and
Well, so now hold on, let me pause you there. So now that you guys start to understand marketing more,
funny.
I hope that you start to see these things for what they are, which is why I don't give you guys a lot of the fluff bullshit, because I'm a marketer. I know I can see straight through it, and it's hard for me to not see when others do it. But like the funny thing is like Lauren will just fall for marketing all day long. Like I'm like,
So funny.
really, they really just put that on the package so that you would buy another one. Like they really just said that so that you would do this. And like she just is obviously not a marketing mind like I am. So like she as a consumer, it works. It's supposed to work, right? But as marketers, as business owners, she said, I hate when I get got. Yeah,
For real.
exactly. You get got with something and then you realize like, damn, like that was good marketing. Now I hope you start to see these things more and more, because you can then implement them in the things that you're doing. So, to make a point there, Sherry, you said pampered chef parties. One of the things I learned from everything, just so that you guys know, I don't miss an opportunity to learn from somebody else's success or failure, right? So pampered chef is incredibly successful for many reasons. One of which being the psychological levers that are pulled when you have a friend that you like and trust that invites you to their home. Then they give you something for free, a meal, right? And then other people around you begin to feel the law of reciprocity. They got to buy something because they gave them a meal. They came to their house. Okay. So then the first lady buys the pampered chef. And then 12 of them do back to back to back to back to back to back. Right. Because all the psychology of everybody in the room and you I remember hearing my mom like she hosted several, made some money, but I also remember specifically a time when she was like, well, I gotta buy something. I'm going to this party for her. So like I already know I gotta buy something. I don't need anything. You know, my dad's like, you don't need anything. And like, but I gotta buy something. So like I'm gonna buy this thing. It's like she had in advance prepared herself mentally that she knew she was going to have to buy something she didn't want or need simply because of the situation that she was in. There's a lot to learn there. There is a lot to learn there about marketing and about
Yep.
psychology, right?
Mhm.
Did you
And if
do those
somebody
parties,
starts
Sharon?
buying it, everybody's got to do it too.
Right, that's it
Yeah.
for sure. So we're going to apply some of these things to in-person meetups, especially as it starts to grow so fast and there's more and more leaders. For the first few months, it was like, how many places can I go? Right? I can only go so many places. But just like, I obviously am cut from the same cloth as Mr. Morby because much to the same accord, we have many other community leaders that very quickly we can stand up some of these local meetups, right? Because the virtual deal maker sessions and everything that we do are awesome. But how much better is it when we invite a bunch of people to come learn real estate for free, get a free meal, and like blah, 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 right? Build it like a pampered
Mhm.
chef style party that we invite our community to. There's the word again, community, our physical community around us. Now, we get to take this that we have here in a virtual digital community and touch the people around us. And in those exchanges, they will begin to feel some of the same things, right? The pressure to want to go in the same path as others. So if everybody else around is like, oh, this is awesome, and they're learning and they're taking notes and they're getting value, so is everybody else in line behind them, right? And so it just again grows the community, allows you guys to grow your downlines, do recruiting. It's like truly a lot. I got distracted from what I was trying to do here on this side, but I do want to find the growth pattern for Freedom Forever because these companies grow like 0 to $100 million in like 10, 12, 13 months because they will open up 6 markets, 6 different states, 3 teams within each state. Now they all of a sudden overnight have 150 people out there door knocking. And then boom, they're doing a deal every day. They're doing 3 deals every day. They're doing 5, 10 deals every day. And if you guys can't see that same growth pattern for what we're doing currently, then look again because that's exactly what's happening. It's exactly what's happening. Each of these current sprint coaches will soon be moving to head coach. And then think about that. Imagine if we had 10 people that were closing at the pace and rate that Daniel and Hans are. Each one of these guys are gonna bring in $1 million in revenue for the company this month. At least add it to the pipeline. It won't come in until April with most of the novations. But like they're gonna add to the pipeline $1 million under contract this month,
Man.
right?
That's incredible.
It is pretty damn incredible. And shout out to all
Amazing.
those guys and make sure you guys show love whenever you can because I mean, as much as this is built on me teaching you guys how to market, it could not happen with those guys helping you get these deals done and push this across the finish line. That's for sure. So let's definitely make sure we always, show love and gratitude to those guys for giving so much of themselves, their time, and all the others, not just those guys, many others, all the community leaders that do that. But it's good to see the deals being closed. That's for sure. It's a nice little endorphin hit. And I have this little bell right here. Whenever every time we get them, just like good old stock trading days, like Jordan Belfort. Like we're really out here slinging these things, guys. It's growing fast. And so
I gotta record that, bro. Are you serious?
you never heard the bell before?
No, of course I've heard the bell. I've never heard you ring the bell.
Normally I
Like,
like
no, yeah, dude, you gotta put a video and send it in the group, dude, to keep, get the momentum going because it makes it real. What are you
I'm
over there
gonna
ringing the bell by yourself? You and Lauren? Babe, ding, ding, ding.
I don't know
That's
why. That's so true.
amazing.
That's so right. I definitely should
That's
do
amazing.
that. Yeah, we'll have to get a couple bells at
Yeah.
every closer's desk when we get this physical location opened, where Hans is at over the coming months. We'll have to have a bell on every desk. As soon as they close it, they can ding it down.
Hell
There's a
yeah.
lot of
that's
great content
amazing.
coming there. So there's lots of stuff coming, guys. I could talk to you about future development stuff. I try my best to not talk to you all until it's ready to be exposed to you because I have learned the lesson of building it while we fly. I promise we won't continue to do things so scattered. As things begin to roll out now, it'll be much more fluid. There'll be a timeline and you'll have a forward set expectation of when things are coming and all of those good things. But if there's any other ideas on ways that we can improve, tools that we can add, resources that you need that you don't already have, let me know, let your sprint coaches know. I also think, and I'm going to leave this in the hands of the head coaches, they can work with their teams below this, but we're going to have to pick some team names. I originally threw some names out there. Bain had Money Magnets. They picked that.
Mhm.
And then Hans had the Property Profits, right? Like profits with a PROFITS because we make dollars on this side. And then obviously Daniel's team can pick a name. If you guys want to rock with those names that were already out there, feel free. If you guys want to, now that there's a whole crowd of new faces and a lot more people around, if you guys want to pick a different name, that's up to you all. But let's start to do that. And then we will also do monthly competitions between those teams. So very much so like not necessarily competing against each other because I want you to be competing against each other as much as encouraging the most overall growth that we can through keeping a scoreboard, right? So we'll have a whole lot. Zach specifically will roll out a whole lot of our incentive program on what that's going to look like on team building and downline incentives and things of that nature. We do, speaking of incentives, still have the cruise incentive that's running this month, right? So anybody that brings a lead that gets under contract or brings it already under contract and we end up dispoing it, and that contract makes it all the way to close. With novations, you kind of get a little bit of cut the corner because we already, once they have the POA, the cruise might just end up coming before that. Well, probably not, maybe, but right around the same time of that 90-day window. So we'll have to get all the way across, right? But anybody that brings a deal will get a free spot on the cruise. We have not yet fully planned. I think from talking to some of the leaders, we're leaning towards something towards Costa Rica, and probably April, May-ish timeframe. We will do some voting on this a little bit, probably right after the month. Once we see where everybody, who all's involved, we'll let everybody that made it vote. And then we will buy all those spots and get it on the calendar for everybody. So that's still running through the end of the month. Still got 20 some days to do. I think 20 days on the dot to 21 days to do that. So let's keep rocking there. You guys got anything for me as we tie up this 1 hour mark? It's been quiet in here on Friday, just me talking.
That's because Daniel wasn't in here, baby.
There's my man.
Hey, there he goes.
What's up, brother?
That's right.
Just finished game planning, talking to sellers. We going for it.
Man, big time. Big time.
Daniel.
What's up, my guy? How you doing, baby?
Daniel.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
You've been
discussing
helping-
all
You've been
what you're
helping our
talking
team,
about.
brother.
That's right.
oh, look, now Hans.
We
There you
got-
go.
Is Hans coming now? Hey, Daniel, thank you for the info.
Yes, ma'am. I got your back, my girl, my wine buddy.
You got it.
What's up, Hans?
Cheers.
I can't pull my camera. I'm late. I was
Alright.
in a seller call. Oh, there we
We
go.
can hear you.
There we go. Let's get him in here. Look, Bane on here.
Yeah.
Phone.
Gotta see the
Hey.
smiles. Yo, what's good, family?
What's up, brother? You been doing something for the day or what?
Man, I'm working on a few. I got one in Chicago. If I'm right, that's like a $100,000 spread, even on like a cash deal. So
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
we'll see how that goes. Yeah, we'll see how that one
Banger,
goes.
bro.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We love it.
Yo, $100,000 on a cash deal. We're running as a cash deal. We're not running as no novation because that's a good fast payday.
I know. And I'm trying to, man, I was really trying to get the novation, but I got to see how the photos look. It might just be a quick cash in and out for sure.
We got a whole tool belt full of tools. I know that we all love the novations and it's getting easier to knock those up, but we still obviously do the cash deals, do the creative deals. Lots of stuff, man. So I'd love to hear that.
Literally one man, our group is so amazing, bro. I sent one message and boom, someone's in Chicago getting photos. Love to see it. Love to see it.
That's fire as hell.
See it.
Man, we're getting so many deals that sellers are actually contacting us back.
Let's go.
Like-
You got a whole operation on your end. How many people call for you?
No, I saw that when I was on a success call with Danielle. I'm like, wait, what? Is that what am I seeing? A call center back there?
I got you guys. I got a fold up table with 4 of us sitting at it making phone calls.
Okay, let's all meet tomorrow. Let's all meet tomorrow.
You
with
guys
your
got to
squad.
see what I
We're gonna
have.
wait
You
for you
guys
at your
gotta
house?
see it. Yeah, at my house in my living room.
That's lit.
Oh
I knew you
my
didn't
God,
know that,
you ain't told me this. I'm gonna pull up. We're gonna do the money
Yeah.
machine from there next week.
You
That would
guys
be
Yeah.
got to
fire.
see what I got going on over here.
That's
I knew Garrett
awesome.
didn't know.
Hey Hans, we're gonna have to fight, my boy. What time you trying to meet with him?
Tyler, step it up.
Man.
What time you trying to meet with him,
I
Hans?
love that.
Yeah, we got we got to get together tomorrow
No,
with you,
Hans,
Tyler.
I got to meet with
All
you
right.
too. I've been trying to
Yeah,
talk to you. I know you
we
see me.
all got to meet
Yes.
tomorrow.
Let's go,
Lots of
guys.
meetings going on tomorrow. Absolutely.
You
So-
know we're live
I'm
on
saying we're
Saturday.
gonna have. My bad. Go ahead, Mama.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just adding to the party.
I'm saying, Hans, we're gonna have to
You
fight
gotta
because
chime
I
in.
have them on a call with me at 8 a.m. every day till about 10 p.m. at night.
That's funny.
We're
So we
making
gonna-
deals all
we're
day
gonna-
long.
hey,
How's that for team building? How's that
Hans,
for
you
That's
give me
fu-
you give me $50 and some flowers, you can have them.
Daniel, I got him on the
Bro,
way. On
hey,
the
that-
way.
That's literally the goal for everybody. Get your business under you, whether you have to bring people in. My first hiree was a VA from the Philippines, and she ended up having 16 of her family members living with her, all getting paid from me. So,
Garrett.
man, however you need to do it, make
That's
sure
a
you do
blessing,
that.
Hans.
Yeah,
That's a-
I actually have an appointment setter named Avion. He's going to be coming in here a lot more. He's an actor. So once he gets that payout from the novation, signing the notary, he's in. And he's
awesome.
he brings
There
a
we
lot of
go.
good energy too.
Garrett, you know, who I was talking to. So I've been looking into VAs a little bit more. And guess who I linked back up with? You'll
Who's that?
never believe it.
Uh,
Camille. And
uh,
I'm like, what have you been doing? Where you been at? And she's like, guess what she said? She's like, well, I finished school. She's like, and I've been out of work for the past month. I'm getting ready to go back end of January. I'm gonna start looking into where I'm going. She was like, I'm like, well, what have you been doing since you left me, since me and Garrett and you split or whatever? She's like, I've been in real estate. I've been doing real estate. I said, say no more. What are you doing at the end
I
of
got
January?
something for you.
I got something for you to do.
That's
I
great,
love
Jesse.
Yes, I'm excited.
That's
So
great. And that's another thing about it, guys. Like you get the opportunity to make an impact on other people's lives. That's one of the things that I love the
Mhm.
most about what we were doing with solar is in the solar industry specifically, over about 18 months, I had probably more than 250 at the time. 250 different call center agents all over the world. Mexico, not ever active all at the same time. Don't get me wrong. We generally operated with around 20 to 25-ish of them out. And it was almost never that good of quality because solar and roofing is a lot harder to do here in real estate. But I had a lot of people all over the world, and like just seeing the impact that it makes to pay somebody's salary. And like for a lot of you, like paying somebody's salary, even if it's only $3 an hour, to them, that's like that's a full-time wage. That's something that it's better than they would make. It's like a nurse's salary. Think about that. It's like they make more or as much or more working in call centers for us than nurses around them in most places around the world. So like not only are we getting to make a lot of money and grow and advance, but we also create opportunities for others to do the same. And then we can create additional incentives the same way. So I have stopped doing the call center teams currently because of what we have going here. I don't have the bandwidth to do it. But I do still have a game plan as always. I've been talking to a couple call center leaders that I'm going to basically expand our virtual door knocker program and let them find ways to tap into what we're doing, similar to what Hans is doing right now with some of the Philippines VAs, where like they're already out there doing a bunch of calls and they're already generating leads, and those leads age over time, and there's other opportunities, and like we can just get warm lead flow from others, not having to do as much calling ourselves. So Yeah, that's a great thing. Great
And
thing for everybody.
it's also a mind shift, and it'll help you keep accountable on yourself and grow even more once you get that first hire, because they're depending on you. It just makes your leadership raise up. That was like actually what I was missing. I would advise anyone, as soon as you get enough, even before, if you're working, just hiring someone, and it'll literally keep you accountable, because if all fails, they won't have a job. So
Mm.
it's really important for growth as a wholesaler, investor, either way.
Start small. You don't have to like jump into a 16-person team, because I've done that too. And then I'm like bleeding cash and not making any money in. And then you got to tell people, like, I'm
I
gonna
did that. I did the same thing.
have.
Shoot,
We
man.
all.
Off of what Hans said, shoot, my first VA set, I got 4. So I had a acquisitions, a dispo, a social media, and then a guy that did my job. He managed all of them. And he was worth paying for because it was dope, because I think I paid $800 a month and it was bi-weekly. So 400 and 400, which, okay, that's one deal in a year. I paid him up for a year, and like
So
Garrett and Hans is saying, you can find it. You can find people that's bi-weekly paid. And again, you still have to get on the phone. So like Hans saying, that's where the responsibility comes in, because they'll say, hey, Hans, we have a lead here, but you have to call them. They don't
Mhm.
do all of the work, So like he's saying, got to be held accountable, and it boosts you to be better every day, because you're like, they did the work, but I paid for that work. Now let me go ahead and make that work bring me some fruits back, right? We want to eat.
right. So
Absolutely.
Daniel, have you been doing real estate? You've been. I know you got have been doing real
Yes,
estate.
ma'am. So I started off with mobile homes. I used to
Nice.
mess with mobile home parks and all of that, and then I went into single family, and this dude that called me to sell me a single family was a portfolio.
Oh,
And
Mm.
there was multifamily homes on there, and that's a game changer.
Yes, it is.
That's a game changer. And I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't really mess with the multifamily, because it's a bigger spread in terms of, you're looking at a deal's close 300-400K. It's nice,
Mhm.
but you may not see that check from January until December.
right.
Mm.
So I was like, yeah, I'm a single family guy. Let me see my money, please.
We like
We're
that fast cash on this side. We're gonna flip that
Yeah.
thing.
You
we're
know?
both in that same wavelength, as in like being scared of the multifamilies, but after meeting Garrett, man, he's about to change our minds all
Garrett.
the way around.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
I
Nah,
mean, that's what it's
multifamily.
about,
Me, Garrett.
though. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before Garrett had this build out, or this, everything was like launched. I remember when I took one of my fancy ideas back to him, I'm like, which is actually honestly a pretty solid idea. I
Look, you
feel
about
like
to tell me I got an idea
especially
right now.
I'm about to put you on watch. So so it's a pretty good idea, like for someone getting into real estate, if you're a first time home buyer, right? Like, and you get an FHA, first time home buyers only have to put down 3.5%. So if you get into a multifamily, you live in one half, you rent out the other half. That's how you can get into,
Okay.
being a landlord. And, now you do that for a year. After a year, you refinance, get some cash out of the property, buy another one, boom. Now you're in there like swimwear. I'm telling you. I
That's
forget where I
it.
heard that. But like,
That's what my landlord is doing. That he lives
that's
next door to me, and he's kicking my ass out real quick on me too, like that. I'm like, God damn, we've been here 13 months, done, ain't had no problem. On that one day we show up and on the door is like, you got to get the hell out of here in 30 days.
it.
But luckily, Tyler just happened to be selling his property. I'm like, you know what? This might just be perfect timing. I'm excited.
Yeah,
I'm gonna come over there and see you
you got a godsend.
next week, Tyler, for real, because I did not know you had all those people in there with you. Who all's in there with you?
Yeah, so I got my cousin in here. I have one of my tenants living in a bedroom, and then I have another tenant in the back, and then one of my other buddies that I used to work with, and then I have Catherine or Faith that's on here.
Big Tyler, man. You are a
Big Tyler,
connector.
bro. How did I not know this, bro? What the?
You got to come check us out, man.
This
Bro,
happened with the
no.
affiliate program happened, bro.
Listen, I'm telling you something. This is all because of you, man.
Yeah, he launched this with the affiliate program.
My
Oh
man
yeah.
took the lessons and ran with it. Shout out to you, Tyler. That's awesome, bro.
I mean, how
That is
can you
awesome.
not spread what you guys are doing? I mean, you guys, we're literally changing our lives,
Yeah, dude.
and we're
Yes.
enjoying what we're doing,
That's the most important part.
and that's the most
that's it.
important thing.
Yep. It's
Guys,
not just about how can we make more dollars, because the dollars will come, right? But I had several people reach out to me and express gratitude for the mindfulness Mondays that we started last week that we'll be doing again this Monday at 8 a.m. They said, no, but no other communities are doing anything. Like, nobody talks about things like that. And I really appreciate it. Like 2 or 3 different people reach out to me. And I think that that's probably the biggest reason why you can say those things, Tyler, because as we focus on becoming better people, all these other skills become easier, right? Like, it was probably 30 days ago, Tyler was a bit frustrated. He'd been around for probably 30 days before that. Other people getting deals. He's like, what do I got to do? Right. We had a one-on-one. We got to talk a little bit. He connected more with Hans. He starts to pick up, and then he gets moving. Then Daniel comes around and is another huge influence. Boom. Now all of a sudden you got, how many things you got out there working right now, Tyler?
I have 4 deals working right now, along with two others. So I have 6 right now. 2 others
We
are
got a
like from.
novation pending too. I'm just waiting for this guy to speak to his dang family.
Oh shoot! Well, I didn't know
Yeah.
about that one, so
It's
that
the
just adds to the
Maitland. It's
list.
the Maitland, Florida.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Yeah, so he just said keep bothering him. So I'm gonna have you call him tomorrow
Don't
morning.
let him say that now. Don't let him say
Yeah,
that
I
like
know,
that.
right?
Here comes the floodgates.
Just
I'm
keep
excited
bothering me.
I'm excited about partnering up on some tiny home communities.
Oh, brother. Oh, man. Hey, Bane, have you even told everybody about some of the tiny home things that you're kind of working on the backside?
I love
I thought we were keeping this under wraps for now. We didn't want people sending us leads.
Oh,
Well, I didn't say
no.
send everybody leads. I said we could tell them about the deal we're working on.
Okay. Yeah, we got a couple things we're working on. We're trying to build some tiny home communities. We've got a couple opportunities in the Adirondacks, somewhere out in Washington, not near Spokane or anything, but it's like kind of in the boonies. But yeah, we want to put like 15 to 20 tiny homes. We got this developer that's like ready to rock, partner with us. Have you told them about the Catskills game farm?
I mentioned the Catskill gamer, but I didn't tell them any details about it.
Oh my gosh, guys. Just wait. Just wait. I don't know if you're ready to roll it out yet, so I don't want to.
No, we'll wait to get until we have a little bit more of the plan built with everybody involved. But we got a lot of really cool things growing on that side. First off, can we take a moment to appreciate Bane's upgraded microphone? How many people?
Oh, that
Hey,
is so
I was gonna say
good.
something
Wait, did you
about
just
that.
do that?
Yeah, man.
Got
Big
it.
money Bane.
I just had it and no one could hear me. I'm like, well, I have this microphone.
Ooh, Big money Bane, what's up, baby?
Let's
What
go.
up?
That's so
I
good.
wanted
king
to
of having
I
the
wanted
thing
to
sitting right
mention
here.
that
Go ahead.
I wanted to mention that before, you brought up me struggling and struggling, I was trying to find my way of things that I wanted to purchase. And I feel that this might be something that some people might need to hear. Cold calling is great and making phone calls is awesome. But if there's investments that you're interested in, I feel that it's best to focus on those. Today, I was making phone calls and then I switched my mind to wanting to make phone calls that resonated with me. So I was looking at properties that I want to find to develop these tiny home communities. You guys, my first phone call was a pastor that owns 9 acres in California that has been waiting for a phone call from somebody like me to do a partnership with him.
Nice. Look at
That's
that.
alignment right there.
Look at that.
Awesome. I saw your
So
message.
I just want everybody to know that there's more than just making phone calls here. There's so many opportunities that you have with these guys. It's all about partnerships and teamwork.
Dude, that's awesome, Tyler.
So thank you.
Love it. First off, thank you for sharing that. And like, you're right, people do need to hear that, because part of the growth of this is not just wholesaling deals, but learning how you're acquiring those deals and doing the things that you actually want to do with real estate. Yeah, we'll still wholesale some every month because you can make cash. You'll still build a team because you can make cash. But what we're doing here is building a pipeline of the deal flow that we can cherry pick through. So I know, Faith, I see your hand raised. I know you got some things to share about the tiny homes.
Well, as much as you're right about that, you were telling us about your North Carolina property and what you're planning on doing with the horse farm. I actually woke up this morning. I sent a voicemail and text message to a multi-million-dollar free and clear property yesterday, and this morning he's called me 3 times, texted me 3 times. He's got several hundred acres it's a plantation with a 20-acre lake and multiple homes, but he won't talk to me about price until I can prove to him like I'm worthy of his time and money.
Don't you hate guys like that?
Well, I just
Kind
thought
of
about
credibility
you
package
and how you
together.
could make so much money out of that. So that's the one bane. He won't schedule me with a time. I'm not high enough on the pole. But
Let's send him the credibility packet that we have that also includes some of Pace's information. And then from there, if we can get on the phone with him from that point, if it's something that's worthwhile, we can pull in JD or some others that do have that proof of funds with 300 millions under management, So what's
perfect.
your asking price on that property anyway?
Well, the lead said it was in the like 400. So I was like skipping and happy because it's estimates at like 18 or
Was that on my list?
no, this happened.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
yes, this was on one of your lists. Yes.
Okay, yeah. The VA teams, I told you guys, they will get anyone who said they want to sell. Sometimes they'll be so mad they'll tell them, "Yeah, 400K. Give me that and I got you." And then they'll just hang up.
Well, he was serious about like he was like calling me. I'm like, man, like who is this guy? So we spoke. He gave me the whole rundown, but in the end, he won't give me a price until I can prove to him that I have the money, or that I don't say it as me. I work with a group of investors. We're buying all over the country. I just need to get you connected to the right guy. So.
So yes, you should send them the deal makers. It's dealmakersacq.com is our deal makers acquisition website. Just add some credibility there. And we do have a credibility deck that you can send out that has information on myself, all the other higher level leaders, Tara, Bain, JD, all the people that are involved, Hans, like Garen as well. He brings a lot of value to what's happening there with all of his experience on the novation side and stuff too. So all of that's organized there. And then again, it does have some information on what our partnership or relationship looks like with Pace as sub 2 students and how we can leverage what he has to do deals and all of those good things that he has given us through that mentorship, through that partnership. So all of those there, we just got to get them to you. I haven't given them to community members yet because I just put them together last weekend. I was letting each person review their little bio and see if they needed to make any changes, but I think it's ready to go out. So we can get that to you.
I'd be grateful. I'm still working on getting my system running, but I'm still working over here, chugging away. So
yeah, okay. You still haven't got the OS to work properly for you?
no, I don't have any people in there yet, so I can't use the calendar system.
Yeah,
But I have the deer portal. Keep deer over there.
And I'm already assisting her with that, Garrett. That's a part of the list that you and I spoke about, me getting together so we can get that handled. So like I told Miss Catherine, we'll get that taken care of. And of course, we've talked to Muhammad a couple of times about that. And Tyler will be giving me a list soon of everybody that needs to be completed. So we got you in that regard. We just need to get it done.
I've talked to Charlie and Haley, and I mean I've talked to everybody. It's just not in there. So I'm not complaining.
Honestly not Muhammad's fault either. So we pulled a fresh data poll earlier this week, and there was some issues with the data. Like there was like multiple names for each phone number, and it was jumbled. So I believe that Charlie has that fixed since I spoke to him earlier today. I believe that's fixed. So everybody should have another wave of leads that comes through here soon.
I'm definitely not complaining. I'm just over here working. So thank you guys for everything. And I can't wait to do the tiny homes and the cash for probate.
Yeah, let's talk. I know there's a few things, and I still plan on talking with you a little bit one-on-one. But first off, you have a property that you're trying to do some things with, right? Currently?
Yes, sir. I've got a piece of property up in just out in the middle of the nature coast, just outside of Crystal River. A few miles from where the Veterans Parkway is going to be. Well, it's already here, but they're the next extension will be near my place. I'd really like to turn it into a tiny home manufacturing plant. There's The portable building business is super big. You see all these people putting tiny homes up that are not Appendix Q certified, meaning that they can't pass a HUD inspection. And these people are selling $700,000 a month in sheds. So why aren't we building the sheds to Appendix Q and making them tiny homes and helping people to have accessory dwelling units, because that's where the money is.
My toxic trait is I can't say no to a business idea. Damn it. Faith's got me out here pumping out tiny homes, a tiny home factory. I'm like, all right, well, let's do it. They're making how much a month? 700,000 a month? I'm in there like somewhere.
That was just in the sheds. They had the shed business out front and they were building out the tiny homes in the back. So, and Bain had an amazing idea how we could knock on doors and educate people and give them seller financing. And like, it's really a big, big open space and it's needed. And in Florida, you can almost put an accessory dwelling unit on any property outside of HOAs.
Well, that's cool. How big is the property again?
My property is 5 acres.
5 acres. And so you're wanting to, we got to talk more about this one-on-one, but you're going to build a factory there to pump these things out? It's like a plug and play kind of thing?
It's all there's room. Bain and I had talked about like we could make a couple 3 or 4 models and have them set up where you can do an Airbnb or tiny home experience. There go the tiny living coach. I own livelifetiny.com and then building the buildings out front. I have the gentleman who owns the Stormore buildings that I'm telling you about. I have his email, but I haven't shot that gun yet because I don't have enough clout all by myself. But now I've got y'all, and together we can go in there and tell them like we need to make the Live More series. Let's do this thing.
Yeah. Sorry, I got distracted there by Brennan says, heads up, we're about to send 5 to 6 Novation PSA, so be ready to sign tonight.
Yay.
You're welcome.
That's good news.
You don't have to tell me twice, but yeah, Faith, I think that there's a lot of cool things that we can do together, not only just you and I, but the community together. I know Bain has already got to tell you or talk to you a little bit about what you have there. And one of the things that we have working on the other side that Bain was just talking about, some of those pieces, is one of our partners does some tiny home stuff or has a relationship with a tiny home builder, right, Bain? Explain that a little bit.
Yeah, he's got some relationships with a couple different tiny home manufacturers and stuff. So yeah, Faith and I we were kicking around some ideas on like how the business would run. It's definitely a big business idea. So it's going to require a lot of work. So we got the
not now, not us.
I was like, yeah, we can definitely, when those pieces are starting to come together, right? So like maybe at some point I introduce her to Jacob and they can kind of get going on that. Yeah, but we haven't put all the pieces together, but there's definitely a great business idea there for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, this is what's exciting about as we do more deal flow, not just from the single family side, but start to knock down more of the multifamily stuff. It just gets easier and easier for us to connect more dots in order to get things like that done. So didn't that relationship with Jacob start with Cam?
Yeah, Cam actually brought Jacob in, so Cam is 100% responsible for that relationship.
And that is
Cam is fire. He just actually got Joyce to. She's getting ready to sign. She should be signing like right now, but he had reached out to her, got her interested in signing quicker. So, man, Cam's a rock star.
Yeah.
And I like that, Faith, you had that cash and probate thing, and you said like they come to us, we help them through the process, and then get them under contract. I like that idea because I actually have probate guys that are just waiting for me to get some probates again.
So, and you've asked me a couple of times about this as well, Faith, about how we can leverage something like that. And it's cashforprobates.com, right? That you own, I think. Radio,
TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, all of them across the board.
Okay. Wow. Look
Shoot.
at she
Yeah,
went.
you already
Went
did
with
the
brand. There
initial
we
marketing
go.
steps. Shoot.
There we go.
Yeah.
So, I mean, honestly, this is another great example of what we're talking about as being deal makers. So, I will tease some other things too. That hopefully this gives you clarity on ways that you can use this. So, Zach leads a community of marketers, teaching them, integrator shit and paid ads and all the marketer stuff. And so we have been strategizing how we can take his community of marketers and plug it into what we're doing and have them be able to basically be like deal makers, be like deal hunters, honestly, because they're not going to be doing any setting and stuff. So what those guys do is drive traffic to landing pages via Facebook ads, Google traffic, whatever. And in those landing pages, you have pretty simple form fill and whatever other information. So something like cash for probate, it's great because of the SEO behind it. If somebody's searching those kind of terms, it's going to pop up at the top, and there's a higher likelihood that you get organic reach there, and you can rank. So there is definitely a play there. And then it just comes down to driving traffic, most of which just is dollars. So you put a campaign together on something like Google or Facebook, and TAC can help you with that as well, by the way, if we want to get to that point. And then once we set that up, then it's just turning it on. Leads will flow. It literally is that easy. Like Darren, he does Google inbound leads. We're actually getting ready to launch a campaign over on the Google side. And we were talking about it, and like they're just doing the same thing, just running traffic to a landing page on Google. Somebody clicks through, fills out the form. There's 2 steps to the form. They fill out the first step, boom, his team calls them before they even fill out the second step, right? So that is a great way to leverage digital real estate. So with digital real estate, she's staking some real estate on the terms cash for probates. So if somebody out there searching like cash for probates, they got a cash for probate or probate process, need cash, whatever it is, these keywords are going to trigger, right? She's gonna have a higher likelihood of being shown. So I think it's great. It's a great tool there. Then you also have the brand around it with all of the other social platforms and everything. So it's definitely a lot that you can build out there. I love your strategic mind. I very similar to mine. You always have several steps planned out.
Thank you guys. I really appreciate what you're doing, because being an orphan and all alone in the world makes it to where I don't have community and family except Tyler and his group way down south. So I appreciate you guys being here and strategically planning something great, because I admit I can't do it all by myself. So I appreciate having you guys.
Miss Faith, we had to talk about this. Who else is a part of your family, young lady?
Okay, so Daniel, Billy, Danielle,
Hans, G Money,
You
Chelsea,
got the
Isaac,
whole
Zach,
deal
Zay,
makers
Faith.
community now. Don't you worry about that. And the cool thing is, soon enough, as we get all these deals paying out, one of the cool things is then I get to just plan a bunch of really fun community shit, right? Like, obviously, Pasted like does a lot of the meetups and the travel around and things like that. But like, just to be able to have a place for us all or a time for us all to be able to pull together and have a community meetup will be very, very fun. I'm looking forward to that with everybody soon.
that'll be amazing. Thank you guys so much.
Well, thank you for being here as always. But one of the things that she said that I'll kind of use to tie up here is that she can't do it alone, right? But she's not the only one. None of us do it alone. I get a lot of credit because I'm G Money and I talk a lot and I do some cool stuff occasionally, but it's truly not me alone. It's never been me alone. Even back to the solar gig when it was Chelsea being my operational manager and I was literally still the same G Money up here, but it didn't work like it does out here, right? Or just Lauren supporting me in my social media years of slanging anything that I could slang on social media, like it's never truly worked for me until I had everybody else, until I had the community of others, so even those of you that look up to me for different reasons understand that I couldn't do it alone. I wouldn't do it alone, and none of you should either. Anybody that does have larger scale success or anything that grows, they're not doing it alone. I can promise you that, right? If you want to go fast, go alone, but if you want to go far, go together, right? And that's what we're doing here. We're going far. Just so happens that we get the G Money effect on this side and we go real fast too. Right, guys? So enjoy the rest of your Friday night. We're going to keep buzzing. We're going to keep getting action. Daniel, what time? You going to jump on live tomorrow? You going to close some deals for people on a Saturday?
Damn, you put me on the spot.
I put you on the spot, play. You told me you can't take it back now.
right, so I'm gonna say two things. First, I'm not gonna answer your question. So I'm gonna say first, going off of what you just said, Hans, you put money into these VAs, bro. I'm not joking, bro. I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I'm not a crying person. I might cry when I meet you, bro. Thank you for spreading these free lists, bro. Because they're free to us. They've never been free to you. You know what I mean? That's the type of
Yeah.
guy I give
Appreciate it,
for homage to
man.
do, bro. I'm for real.
Much love.
Number two,
I don't even
I'll
notice
go
that.
live tomorrow. Give me my link.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
we'll have to leave and set it up. There we go for sure. I'm excited. We gonna get the energy going on a Saturday. We're gonna mess around and get 3, 4, 5 contracts up. Brennan just told me we're sending out like 5 or 6 contracts right now for novations. Um, man, we're like just so that if y'all want to do some math, like we're legitimately pacing towards 1,000 deals. Like we keep going at the pace that we're
That's
doing right
amazing.
now, 4 to 5 contracts a day times 365 days. Y'all do your own math.
It's the numbers,
Let's
That's
guys.
go.
amazing.
Let's end on that note, guys. Enjoy the rest of your night. I love each and every one of you. I appreciate what you guys do as a whole community, and let's just keep on rocking. Oh, well, I thought
Love
I had
you,
a hand
y'all.
raised. He dropped it.
And Garrett, I'll be
Pass.
meeting with Haley tomorrow at
There we
11.
go. There we go. Sounds good. I'll talk to y'all later. I'll be dropping a link for some one-on-one time in the chat here shortly. And then Hans, if you want to drop a link or whoever is doing some one-on-ones as well, so we can schedule times with people. Let's lock in and keep doing it, guys.
Hey, real
Let's
quick.
go. Oh,
Hey, Hans, real quick, bro, because we're supposed to be doing a live tomorrow with Bane on Go Setting. So you want to do Go Setting, and then I'll run in and let you and Bane go ahead and handle your business. I'll go live from there.
let's do it. Let's
Cool.
do it.
I just want
We'll
to take care
connect
of
in. Yeah, we'll connect in the closer chat too.
my guy. All love, bro.
Go,
Let's
guys.
do it.
Have a good
You
night.
guys.